Hey everybody, this is Magical Mustache Man John and Kyle, and today we're talking about Disney Cruise Line. Booking your cruise, in the middle of your cruise, and arriving to your cruise.
So we get a ton of questions from clients who want to go on a Disney cruise and want to understand the process, right? What does it mean? How do I plan for booking my cruise? What's the process between booking and actually embarkation day? And what are the first things you need to do when you get on board? So we're going to demystify this a little bit. We're going to take you along. We are huge Disney Cruise Line fans. We absolutely love Disney Cruise Line, and our clients do too. And so we want to explain all of this process. So let's start with before you even book a cruise. You're thinking about going on a Disney cruise. Well, the first question is, do you want to go on a Disney cruise? And the answer is absolutely. Sorry, we got some puppies here who are hanging out. So yes, you should absolutely go on a Disney cruise. It's fantastic. It's for everybody, whether you have little kids, whether you have, teenagers, or you're adults and want to go on a cruise without your kids. It's all fantastic. So Disney Cruise Line usually drops their itineraries about 15 months in advance. For example, it is March 2026. Just last month, they released summer 2027 itineraries. So it's always cheapest to book your cruise as early as possible. So if you know that you want to go on a cruise in summer, or let's say fall of 2027, now's a great time to reach out to your travel advisor so that they can have a wait list ready for you. And so when those dates drop and those itineraries drop, you can be one of the first ones to book your cruise.
And what are the benefits of booking early?
It's always cheaper. You have more options for staterooms, and you have more options for itineraries. So it's definitely ideal. Now, there's one thing to know about Disney Cruise Line, and that is about the Castaway Club system, right? So this is essentially a loyalty program that Disney Cruise Line has. So the more cruises you go on, the more perks you get. So for example, there is Pearl, which is 25 or more Disney cruises. There is Gold, there's Platinum, which is, Platinum's 10 to 24 prior cruises. Gold is 5 to 9, Silver is 1 to 4, and then there's first time cruisers. Now, the reason why this matters when we talk about booking a cruise is your booking window actually opens about a week earlier for Pearl, and then the next day Platinum can book, and then the next day Gold can book, and then the next day Silver can book, and I think DVC, and then there's a 3-day window until first time cruisers. So your Castaway Club level does matter for, again, getting those early perks. If it's your first time cruising, don't worry, you're still gonna have tons of cruise options, even if you're booking at that very first window. But just to have an idea, so if you know that you wanna go on a cruise in the next 2 years, it's really helpful to let a travel advisor know so that they can let you know when to expect that those itineraries are gonna drop, and they can help you see them. And actually they drop about, a couple weeks before the booking window opens. So you can see what cruises are available, what itineraries, you can let your travel advisor know. So when that booking window opens at midnight, your travel advisor can start putting holds on staterooms for cruises that you know you want to go on.
And we could place up to a 3-day hold on any sailing. So if I know in advance that you're going to need these sailings, I'm going to go ahead and put that hold for you, let you know, hey, does this room look correct? You're probably going to say absolutely, and we're just going to get that booked.
Yeah, so it's really helpful. So let's talk about where Disney Cruise Line cruises and what cruise ships they have. So there are currently 8, which is crazy, ships in the Disney Cruise Line fleet. There is the Magic and the Wonder, those are the small ships, Fantasy and Dream, and there's 3 of the Triton class ships, so the Wish, the Treasure, and the recently launched Destiny, and then brand new, as of this month, the Disney Adventure landed in Singapore. Now, they cruise lots in the Caribbean, right? So Bahamas, Eastern Caribbean, Western Caribbean. They cruise to Mexico, Northern Europe, Mediterranean, in the Pacific, they do Alaska, California coast, and Baja, Mexico, Australia. And then now the Adventure is sailing out of Singapore. So tons of markets. In terms of main ports, you're looking at Port Canaveral just outside of Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Galveston. Those are the main US ports. And then Alaska, San Diego, and Los Angeles. And then obviously Europe and Asia. So it's really important when you're thinking about going on a Disney cruise, first is, where do you want to go? Is there a certain ship that you want to be on? These are all things you can talk to your travel advisor about. What length of a cruise do you want? It's anywhere from 3 to 14 nights. Budget for sure. I would say on average, recently, it's been about $1,000 per night for a family of 4 for a single stateroom and a ocean view with veranda. It obviously is going to change significantly based on the room type and the sailing you're going on, but just to give you a ballpark idea, that's been some of the recent sailings that we've seen or that John has booked for his clients.
Yeah, and I will say, the prices do change based on season. So if you're going to book early in the year, you're going to get the best deal ever. I'm talking about the cheapest cruises you're going to go on Disney.
Yeah, definitely the earlier you book, for sure. There's also, if you have flexible travel ability and you can book more last minute, there are guaranteed rooms with restrictions. These are basically like you pay full, you can't get out of it. There's no refund on the booking, but you can get a really good deal and the cruise line chooses the stateroom for you. We did this for the Disney Wish cruise in January of 25. We booked it, I think, right after Christmas.
Yeah, I think it was like $3,500 originally, and then with the guarantee rate, it was like $2,900.
It was less than that. I think we saved over $1,000 compared to the if we had booked it, if we had chosen our own stateroom. Now, obviously, not everybody can plan to go on a cruise in the next 2 to 3 weeks, but if you know you have flexibility, that's another great option for saving some money. We talk about like Bahamas, Caribbean, definitely. Kind of September, October is usually a little bit more affordable, as well as January and February. Obviously, it depends if you get your kids out of school and what your travel flexibility is. Spring break, summer, those are going to be high demand times, and so they may be a little bit more expensive.
All right, so let's get to the actual part of booking the cruise itself.
So you're going to reach out to your travel advisor and you're going to say, hey, I want to definitely go on this itinerary, or I'm thinking I want to go to the Caribbean in June of 2026, whatever it is. John's going to help you figure out, these are the dates, these are the different itineraries, these are the ports of call that you're going to go to see if that helps decide which cruise you specifically want to go on and what type of stateroom you want. And then John's able to place a 3-day hold on a stateroom. So that is going to lock in the price, and you're going to be able to review that, make sure that all looks good, and then you put a deposit down. Typically for Disney Cruise Line right now, it's 10% of the cruise fare is going to be the deposit. The deposit is totally refundable up until final payment is due. We'll talk about that in just a second. So, it is a little bit more than, let's say, a Walt Disney World vacation where it's only $200 for your deposit, but it is completely refundable. So there's really not a lot of risk in doing that if you have the funds to put the deposit down. Now, final payment is due depending on how long the cruise is. If it's 5 nights or less, that's going to be 90 days before embarkation day. If it's 6 nights or more, it's going to be 120 days. So about 3 to 4 months before your cruise is when that final payment is going to be due. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of booking with a travel advisor, and particularly a Fantastical Vacations travel advisor. So number one, you get expertise in Disney Cruise Line that are going to help you plan every step of what we're going to talk about today. But in addition, you get an onboard credit for your cruise when you book with a Fantastical Vacations travel advisor. This is free money that goes directly into your account and that you can use on board for excursions and shopping and drinks.
It literally costs nothing to work with a travel advisor. So we're like literally giving you money just to book with us.
Yes. And for you to enjoy. Now, that usually gets placed into your onboard account about a week before you're sailing, so don't stress too much about that you haven't seen it yet, and the amount depends on how expensive your cruise is. So definitely, it's a huge benefit is the onboard credit. So right after you place your deposit, and just as a note, if you're working with a travel advisor, they're going to handle payments for you. So they're going to get your credit card information, and they're going to place a deposit for you. They're going to get a confirmation that you know how much you're paying for and all of that. But they're going to handle payments, including any installment payments that you want to make up until final payment and final payment. So just if you've never worked with a travel advisor before, that's how that process works.
Like if you need something and you're calling Disney, they're going to tell you need to contact your travel advisor. He's going to take care of everything. So just for a heads up, if you need something done and you're working with a travel advisor, please contact him and let him know what they...
Yeah, and that's where it's like they're going to handle it for you. So you don't have to sit on the phone with Disney Cruise Line or any of those things. Now, right after placing your deposit, there are a couple more decisions you can make at that point. One is prepaid gratuities. These are gratuities for all of the members of the ship. And we like doing prepaid gratuities because then it kind of feels more all-inclusive. We don't have to think about it on the ship. And you're also going to decide if you want travel insurance. So those are two things you can add on right at that point. And then there's going to be a window, depending on how early you book, until activity booking, where you're not going to have to do anything except for get excited for your cruise. Some things you can think about is booking flights and travel to the ports, depending on when you're going to be arriving and where you're traveling from. If you want to do a land and sea sort of vacation and spend a couple days at, let's say, Walt Disney World before going to Port Canaveral, before or after your cruise, you can obviously work with your travel advisor to book that. And then also, we strongly encourage people to arrive, if they are not within like a few hour driving distance, to arrive to the port a day beforehand. So if you're taking a flight, we strongly encourage people to get there the day before, get a hotel near the port. We can obviously help you with that. so that if there's any kind of travel hiccups or delays or flight cancellations, you are not going to miss your cruise.
A benefit, though, of staying on Disney property before the day of your cruise is Disney does have transportation that could take you from Disney World to Port Canaveral for $45 per person.
Yep. So it's not free, but it is a little bit easier, and it gets right. They pick you up right from your resort and bring you over to Port Canaveral, which is pretty cool.
And if you need the same shuttle back to the airport, you can also purchase a one-way ticket from Disney there.
Your travel advisor can help you with transfers from the airport to the port. Also strongly recommend that you do not book a flight before 1 p.m. on the day of debarkation, so that you have time to clear customs, get off the ship, all of that, get to the airport without too much stress. So now you are patiently waiting activities, and so activities open, again, depending on your Castaway Club member. This can be anywhere from 130 days before you're sailing if you're doing concierge, all the way up to 75 days if you're a first-time cruiser. Now, it is important to note that if you're on a shorter sailing, you may actually have to do your final payment earlier than the 90 or 120 days, because you have to complete final payment before you can book activities. So what are activities? These are things like shore excursions, mixology classes,
tours,
specialty dining at Palo or Enchanté. These are all things that your travel advisor can help you with. And the opening for that booking window is at midnight, again, 120 days or 90 days or 75 days before you're sailing. Your travel advisor will reach out to you and say, hey, are you thinking about any excursions or activities that you want to book? They can be awake at midnight Eastern time, ready to book those for you. You do need to provide your login information for your My Disney Experience app or the Navigator app for them to do that for you. You can also do it yourself, but it is a service of a travel advisor to be able to help you book those things. There's no cost at that immediate moment when you book them. You pay later. So they can grab a bunch of stuff that you may want to do, and then you can always change it up until you get on board. Now, there are some cancellation, minimum time requirements for some excursions, so you're going to want to know those if you do grab them at the point of activity booking. One of the most desired activities to book is the cabanas at Castaway Cay,
my goodness.
Or Lookout Cay. These almost always get taken
immediately
by concierge and Pearl. So if you are super committed to wanting to have a cabana at Castaway on your sailing, honestly, you're probably going to need to think about going concierge, because they're almost always gone. And I would say I don't think I've ever heard of them being available at the point for a first-time cruiser or even silver or gold Castaway. They are really great. We've never done it, but our friends have, and they say it's fantastic, but just something to know and maybe not get your hopes up for. There's also availability that opens up for things like specialty dining, like Palo or Enchanté, even on board. Like we got Palo dinner, I think, once on the Disney Wish sailing, and then we actually got off the wait list for brunch. So that can also happen. So if something is completely taken, it's not the end of the world. But it is, it's helpful to know what you want to do and try to book some of those things ahead of time, and your travel advisor can help you with that. So now we're going to fast forward to 30-ish days before you're sailing, and that is online check-in. This is anywhere from 40 days for concierge up to 30 days for first-time sailors, and this is online check-in. This is when you have to do this. Your travel advisor cannot help you with this, but this is when you get your port arrival time. People really freak out about port arrival time. Obviously, earlier is better. You get on the ship sooner. You get to enjoy all the amenities and free food or included food and all of that. Don't stress out too much about it, though. Like, if you get on board at 1 p.m. or 3 p.m., it's fine. You're going to have a fantastic time. But early you check in, you're going to get a better port arrival time option. You're also going to put in all of your passport or birth certificate information. Everybody who's sailing needs to have a picture of them taken that day. We always just do it with our iPhone in front of a wall. We always look really haggard, and it's fine. This is what pops up every time you scan your Key to the World card on the ship, so that they can identify you and you don't have to carry an ID around with you all the time on the ship, though you do need a driver's license or a passport when you get off the ship at port. But all this is going to be done during online check-in. Again, 30 to 40 days, depending on your Castaway Club member status. And then you're also going to probably start thinking about packing.
Oh my goodness.
So there's lots of ways that you can plan and pack for a Disney cruise. We're going to talk about some of our kind of most important things to pack. There are a ton of videos out there about all the different things that you need to pack and do and all of that. I think we have a philosophy of don't overthink your Disney vacation or your Disney cruise vacation. Like, you're going to see a ton of content out there that is, you have to do this and it has to be that and you have to bring all these things, and don't don't miss the moments by like overthinking it, but we'll talk about some of our like favorite packing things. Other things you can do before this point in the process is you can join a Facebook group for your sailing. You can usually find like Disney Treasure Cruise, January 16th from Port Canaveral or whatever it is. And a bunch of people who are on the sailing will be on there. They'll be talking about what activities they're doing, meetups. This is also where they can do some of the like special Disney Cruise Line traditions, like fish extenders, which are these little hanging baskets that you can put outside of your room, your stateroom.
Pirate night.
Yeah, pirate night, planning for pirate night costumes, buying magnets.
There's also a formal night, so...
Yeah, so I think it's on 5-night or longer sailings is formal night, which you get a little bit dressed up and there's free drinks in the main atrium, which is, hey, there's not a lot of free things in Disney, so enjoy that.
Take advantage.
Yeah, but those are some of the things you can kind of be doing, planning for your sailing.
All right, so let's dig deep into the packing list. There's so much to cover for packing. Let's just go with the essentials, like what you need to pack. You need to have passports, credit cards, have some chargers on you, for sure.
I mean, you're gonna pack for like a vacation, right? So like, just don't overthink like what you would normally pack for a beach vacation, or if you're going to Alaska and you have to pack for all 4 seasons, or you're going to Europe, like walking shoes, like there's your normal stuff, but that's not like what you specifically need for the ship, right? So you mentioned passports. It's recommended to have a passport. It's definitely easier to get off the ship, but theoretically, depending on where you're sailing, you may be able to just do a birth certificate. Don't encourage it. The line is usually long, but obviously if that's all you have, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
When it comes to electronics, there are a ton of USB ports as well as US ports. There's also some European ports. So if you have a like international adapter, we always bring a couple because that gives us more charging ports to use in the stateroom for US plugs. Some other kind of interesting things that maybe you wouldn't think about, we always bring toilet paper. The toilet paper on the ship is it's weak, and so we always bring toilet paper. That was recommended to us by our friends, and it was the best recommendation we ever got. Bring water bottles. Obviously, bring sunscreen if you're going to be somewhere sunny, and encourage you to bring it on board. Don't buy it on the ship because it's quite expensive. You can do these magnetic metal hooks because the walls of the staterooms are metal behind it, so that's extra like hanging for like wet clothes or other things. Some fun things to bring, like magnets again for your door.
Gosh, what is it?
Fish hooks. And then depending on where, again, you're sailing and what nights are going to be, pirate outfits for pirate night. Everybody gets a bandana in their stateroom for pirate night. So don't, again, overthink it, but that's something that you can bring. Comfy clothes. You're going to want to spend some time in your room being lazy and sit in some comfy sweats.
Absolutely. Room service. And if you do forget any of these items, Disney, the cruise line stuff, does have stores in there, so you could get some like Tylenol if you have a headache. You get yourself some sunblock, just essentials. So,
yeah. You can also request certain things when you get to your room. So something that we've gotten in the habit of requesting is an air purifier every time we get on. Not because we're concerned about the air quality of the ship. It is excellent. But I like to sleep with a white noise machine, and you can't bring a white noise machine on, but that kind of functions that way.
And a fan.
And they also have fans. You can request extra pillows. So like all these things you can also ask your stateroom attendant for. We also mentioned bringing cash, not only for the porters, but the way that we do gratuities is we do prepaid gratuities, and then we also bring cash specifically for our room attendant, our assistant, and main server, just because they always offer fantastic service, and we're able to give them a little bit more like directed cash. You are able to break bills at guest services, and there's also ATMs on board if you need that. One thing about gratuities as well, you can adjust them. So if you prepay gratuities and you have some experience that would make you want to adjust the amount that you had planned to spend, you can go to guest services and adjust that as well. So I think some people worry that they're like paying for something and they're worried they're gonna have a bad experience, because we've never had a bad experience on Disney Cruise Line and have only given more gratuities than we'd originally planned. But you can adjust that so you're not locked into a certain amount. A couple other things, if you know that you're gonna need certain types of medications or medical equipment, your travel advisor can help you fill out special request forms. And if you have certain dietary things, make sure you're letting your travel advisor know that. We can put requests in as well for certain dining times. So let's say that you were assigned late dining because that was available but we can put a request in to try to get early dining and switch that. You can also do it once you get on board. So, and also medications that you may need, like motion sickness medications. If you know you need something stronger than over-the-counter, like Dramamine, maybe like a scopolamine patch or something like that, it's a good time to meet with your personal healthcare provider so that you can get a prescription for that.
I would recommend that. I would recommend getting one of those patches.
Yeah, John had his first seasickness bout recently and got a scopolamine patch for the next time he went, and it definitely helped him feel more comfortable throughout the sailing.
Yes.
So then you're going to be like within 30 days of your cruise, you're definitely going to be in countdown mode, making sure that all your travel and planning is ready. And then hopefully you're going to arrive to the port a day before your hotel, relax. And then the morning of your sailing is when you are going to fill out an online questionnaire that basically says you're not sick and having active respiratory or gastrointestinal symptoms before you get on board. And then you're going to head to the port for your embarkation day.
And it is a blast. Embarkation day is probably one of my favorite days on the cruise. It's just a huge party. Everybody's glowing. Characters are everywhere.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it is so fun.
So when you arrive, you're gonna get a port arrival time. You need to arrive no earlier than 30 minutes before there, or else they're not gonna let you like get in line. You're just gonna kind of be standing outside of the port. You are going to drop off your checked luggage, so big luggage, to the porters outside.
And just a tip, bring some cash with you because you might want to tip your porters.
Yes.
They don't have credit card
They
machines.
usually recommend like $2-ish per bag. To the porters, you do need cash.
Actually, you should bring some cash on board. You're going to need some cash.
Yes. And then you're going to get in line to get registered. So basically you'll show everybody, the cast members, your passport for everybody traveling. You'll get your key to the world. Actually, you won't get your key to the world card. You'll go through security. So let's talk a little about checked and carry-on luggage. So there's checked luggage, which is going to get brought directly to your room. And then you should have some carry-on luggage with things like medications, maybe bathing suits if you know you want to get in the pool as soon as you get on board. You don't need to bring like necessarily like clothes that you're going to like change into because your bags are going to arrive usually by like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
We try to only do backpacks so that we're not like lugging a piece of like carry-on luggage around. But depending on how big your party is, you may need to do that. But basically stuff that you're going to want, let's say at latest until 5 p.m. that day or need in terms of medication. If you're bringing alcohol, you can bring 1 bottle of wine or a 6-pack of beer per adult over 21 years old.
Yes.
But that has to be in your carry-on. So you have to bring that through security. You can't put that in your checked luggage.
And do not forget to bring a wine opener because Disney will charge you a opening fee for them.
Yes.
If they open your...
Bring a wine screw for sure if you're bringing a bottle of wine. There also is a pretty significant list of prohibited items. I strongly encourage you to review that before you pack. Things like hair, like straighteners, anything that gets hot that could start a fire, drones, like there's a pretty long list, obviously like weapons and things like that. Make sure you check that because it may be different than what you can normally fly with or you normally bring to a hotel. So make sure you check that list of prohibited items. So you're gonna go through security and then you're gonna be in the terminal. Now is when you can get on the Wi-Fi for the ship via your Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. You should also download this as soon as you get your booking. It's going to have a wonderful countdown until the day. It's where you're able to do online check-in as well in the app. But get on the Wi-Fi as soon as you get on because that's going to give you access to the Navigator app and all of
the activities. So it's going to give you a list from the start of your trip to the end of your trip, day by day, hour by hour, and there's so much to do. There's painting, there's trivia, there's drinking, and they're just like dance parties and shows. Yeah. There's so much to do on these Disney cruises.
Yeah, it's really awesome. You're also going to see your rotational dining at that point. So you're going to see what nights you're eating at which restaurant. If you have questions about what rotational dining is, please check out our rotational dining videos for the Treasure and the Wish, where we go over all of that. You are going to be able to like and star things. We just heart a bunch of things on the Navigator app that we may want to do so that we can come back to it later. We get this question often like, oh my God, how do I plan for what I'm going to do every day when I get on, on the ship? Honestly, up until the point that you get to the cruise terminal, you are only going to know if you booked any activities or excursions ahead of time and what your dining time is and what your ports of call are. Don't let that stress you out. You don't have to have it all planned. I promise. Once you get on to the app, you'll be able to start liking things, figuring out what your day looks like. So don't stress about it. We'll put some screenshots of like what the Navigator app looks like and how you can choose, activities, but it's kind of fun to like not know what you're going to do, but know you're going to have a good time until you get there.
Yes. Or you could just even be walking and not even looking at the app and be like, oh, what's happening there?
Yep.
Because there's always something happening.
Always something happening. you are then going to go onto the ship. And it is one of the best parts. You're going to get just outside the main atrium door. They're going to ask you your family's name, and then they're going to welcome your family onto the ship. Highly encourage you to record this part. It's really wonderful. It's like, welcome to the Bukowski family or whatever. It's super awesome. We love that part.
And there's always one character on the top right, on the little, what is that called? Balcony.
Yeah.
Is either Rapunzel or Aladdin, Jasmine. It is just fantastic. And they're just waving at you, and it just starts to vibe.
Yeah, it's the best part of walking onto the ship. So some things that you can do once you first get on the ship. One, go find some food. So you can either go up to cabanas or Merceline Market, depending on which ship you are, for the buffet. There's also usually one of the rotational dining restaurants that's available and open for lunch if you want to sit down and order food. Again, this is included. Some things that you may want to do. So one, if you have kids, go check them into the kids clubs and get them registered for the kids club so that they can do that.
Second would be, if you already booked, what is it called? The baby.
Oh, nursery.
Nursery. If you booked the nursery maxed hours and you want more hours for your cruise time, you would have to go there in person and get those. Yeah, you would have to get there in person and get those done.
Yeah, so for kids that are under 3, they cannot go to the kids clubs. So if you are bringing a kiddo that is under the age of 3, then you're going to book nursery time for them. You can have up to 10 hours that you can pre-book before you get on board. It's $8 an hour for that. And then once you get on board, you can potentially get more time if there is availability. So you can go to the nursery, get your kids who are kids club age registered for the kids clubs. If you know that you want to get like a rainforest room experience in the spa, you can go to the spa and do that and get signed up for that. There are some rainforest room passes that are available for the whole length of the cruise pre-boarding, but sometimes they're sold out then, but we've never had trouble getting it once you get on board. If you know that you need to like switch your dining to a different day, or like let's say that you really want to eat in Plaza de Coco, but Pirate Night is going to be the night that you are going to be in Plaza de Coco, and so you want to switch the night to eat a different night. You can go to there's a dining services room where they can help you switch your table. If you're also a smaller party and you're want to see if you can sit by yourselves, you can see where you're seated and see if you're sitting by yourself or with a group and see if that can be changed. So these are all options to when you first get on board. And after that, you're going to get ready for sail away. Staterooms usually become available between 1 and 2. But your bags may not be there yet, but at least you can go into your stateroom, check it out. You'll get your key to the world card at that point. That becomes what you pay for and get on and off the ship with, just sitting outside of your door. You can put magnets up on your door.
Love it.
When your bags arrive, you can, unpack and do all that. It's usually anywhere between 2 to 5 that your bags arrive. And then sail away is usually, depending on what ship and what itinerary you're on, is usually in the evening, sometime between 4 and 6.
And it's so much fun.
Yeah, up on the pool deck, assuming that it's not raining.
Yes, assuming.
And then your cruise is starting. But this is the whole process. Hopefully it demystifies it a little bit for you of like, when do I have to expect to do things? When am I supposed to plan stuff? Right? So again, first, you're going to book your cruise, and it's going to be awesome. And your travel advisor is going to help you plan that. And then you're going to have your booking window, anywhere from 120 to 75 days for your cruise. Then you have online check-in. Then you have the day of, and then you get your Navigator app and start planning your activities and get on board. Your travel advisor can help you with all of this. We strongly encourage you to use a travel advisor. And one reason to use a travel advisor, particularly a Fantastical Vacations travel advisor like John, is you get an onboard credit for Disney Cruise Line. So that is free money coming to you, no extra cost to use a travel advisor, and you get free money to use on board for things like excursions and dining
or
and
drinks or
shopping
like
and whatever it is. And so that is a huge, huge opportunity to get a little bit of money back for your cruise. And so definitely encourage you to use a travel advisor, and just to make the whole process easier and walk you through it.
And Disney doesn't do this. Only we do this. So this is a huge benefit of booking a cruise with us.
Yep, absolutely. So hopefully this content has helped you think about how you're going to plan for your cruise. If you're thinking about going to Disney Cruise Line, please reach out to John at magicalmustacheman.com to get a free quote, help you think through some itineraries, what you may want to do. I cannot wait till we go on our next Disney cruise. We don't have anything booked right now, but
we do have a placeholder.
We do have a placeholder, so there's going to be something booked within the next 24 months for sure. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for liking our content, and hope you like it.